closer. All right, guess we are live. I know, sorry guys, this is weird. We are wearing masks, but it's because we are not able to socially distance. All right. So my name is Olapo, and I'm a registered social worker in Saskatchewan, and I am working with my colleague here, and I will give her the opportunity to introduce herself.
Hello everybody, my name is Nicole. I'm a registered social worker with both the Alberta College of Social Workers and the Saskatchewan Association of Social Workers. I work here in conjunction with Delapo with the Mental Health and Addictions team as a youth mental health social worker.
Okay, thank you for doing that.
Thanks.
Yes. So she's joining me today with short notice. So just bear with us because we are both tired. We are both tired, so I really appreciate that she was able to say yes. So today we're going to talk about effective communication and mental health. Okay, so communication is very, very important in our relationship, like relationship that we have with our loved ones, children, with professionals. So that's why I feel like it's very, very important to talk about communication skills and how it kind of like relates to mental health. Just because this week is Mental Health Week, so tomorrow is going to be the last episode on my 15-minute live video on mental health. And tomorrow again, you guys are going to see Nicole because she's going to be my guest. So effective communication is very, very, very important in building rapport and developing therapeutic relationships. So for example, either it is client or patient, communicating is very, very important in their outcome treatment, as well as therapy and stuff. So being able to communicate how you feel, it can help others to understand you better. For example, let's say that you are sad, and you should be able to tell you how you're feeling to others, so that you cannot like get mad at them, or it can lead to like escalate to anger, and obviously maybe like fighting or getting physical. So that's why we're talking about that. And sometimes our communication is not well spoken. It can be misunderstood. So other person can be affected by the way we communicate. They can get angry. They can get frustrated or annoyed or even scared of you, the way you communicate with them. So I'm just going to give my guest, Nicole, to take on from here.
Yeah, thank you, Delapo. One thing I do want to touch on really early is we all communicate, right? Whether or not we have the right words to say, whether or not we use words or we don't use words, we are communicating all the time. And one thing, the reason why we're talking about this is that we really want to highlight on the part effective. And that means is what we want to communicate actually being received, right? And when it's not being received well, it can truly negatively impact and it can impair your mental health. Okay, so a lot of times I'll tell a quick story. Some people might, look at my face and be like, "Oh, you look tired." And I've learned to kind of understand from them that they don't mean to say I don't look nice or I don't look good, or they're not meaning to insult me. What they're trying to do is show concern, isn't it? And so what I try to understand is, what is it do they really want to say to me? What is it they're trying to communicate? So I've asked, okay, yes, I'm tired, but what is it that you're trying to find out by asking me or telling me I look tired? And they say, oh, they want to show concern. They want to say, maybe show empathy. Oh, I'm sorry that you're feeling tired. I'm sorry if you're having a tough time. Maybe open the door to give me an invitation to say, what's going on? What's happening? Did you not have a good sleep? Is there anything I can help you with? And that is the point. So instead of maybe saying you look tired, why don't we replace that with what you really want to say, which is, it seems that you don't look yourself, and I'm wondering if there's anything I can help you with. And so that's an example of what we mean by effective communication. Are you able to communicate with your words what you really want the person to receive? And so we'll give a few more examples as we go along. Did you want to talk about?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about three main things under effective communication. The first one is active listening. So it's just basically paying attention and being in the moment with that conversation. So for example, we're going to demonstrate it, and effective listening is like, are you gonna come with me shopping?
Yeah.
Yes.
What time are we going?
Does 5 p.m. work?
Yep.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Okay. So if it is not effective, now you ask me question.
So are we gonna go to Mary's house and see how she's doing?
Oh, look, somebody's coming here.
Did you hear what I said?
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat yourself?
You weren't looking at me.
Yeah. So you look frustrated because we're talking to the head, right? You're talking to the hair, and you're not actually talking to my ears.
Yeah.
So again, that is demonstration of effective and ineffective communication, because the receiver, like the communicator, is communicating to me. I am the receiver, but I'm not paying attention. So imagine if that happened in a therapy settings or in a professional settings, how the client is going to feel with that kind of dynamic. So that's why we're talking about importance of effective listening. Active listening is actually being there in the moment, listening and be attentive, ask question. It is very, very easy for people to know if you are not attentive. It's either you're saying, huh? Or you are asking, what did you say again? Or so they will know that you are not there in the moment. Yeah.
I would love to add to that. And so, when it's active, it means you are also participating while listening. So this means making eye contact. And that's something sensitive, because some people also feel uncomfortable when you're making too much of eye contact. So that's part of building rapport, getting to know what is the person I'm with, what are they comfortable with, right? And so giving eye contact, nodding, breaking eye contact. Yeah. I love that. Saying, giving that affirmation. That person knows you are following with them, right? Yeah. And it's okay. Maybe the person you don't understand. So you can either say, I'm not too sure I understand what you're saying. Can you try and explain again? Or can you repeat it? Or even, this is what I heard you say, and this is what I understand. Is that what you meant? And the person might say, no, that's not what I meant. And then you guys can try again, right? And so active listening means not only are you just sitting there staring at their face, but it means, you're engaging in the way you're listening and then giving them feedback.
Yeah. Another thing I'm going to add to what Nicole said is being comfortable with silence. Okay. That is another important thing. So I feel sometimes some people are not comfortable with silence, so they are not sure when to start their own conversation. Or when to take a pause, or when to even pause. Or some people can talk, and so So be comfortable when somebody is silent and the other person is talking. It may be maybe the person is not in the good mood for the conversation, or they are not emotionally ready to have that conversation. So you can basically say, is it a good time to have this conversation, or would you like us to do it another time? Effective communication is very, very important, even if it is on phone conversation. I've had conversation with clients that the client was yelling at me, yelling at me because I was silent, and I was like, what am I supposed to say, because you're talking, right? I'm supposed to okay, I'm supposed to be silent, but I was like, I'm so sorry that you took my silence in a wrong way. I'm just trying to be respectful again. Just be respectful of your client and saying, this is why I'm silent. It's not like I'm not being rude, things like that. So that you are not misunderstanding each other.
That's something I had to learn too. I found that I was very quiet while listening. So I had to find other ways to show that I was listening, because I found that some people felt that I wasn't listening because I was completely silent. So that's again letting people know how you want to talk with them, and again communicate what you want and what's important to you.
So the second one we're going to talk about is relationship. So this is very, very common where somebody says, I love you, or maybe, do you mean you love me deeply, or like being misinterpreting communication in a relationship with either client or our romantic partner. So do you want to say something about that?
So I wanted to say that good communication when it comes to mental health it can help speed up physical and mental recovery. And the inverse is true. That means poor communication can actually decline mental health, mental well-being, and recovery, right? Some people might feel like they might be doing a job and they might think, am I not doing a good job enough? You know, someone hasn't told me that they like what I'm doing. I'm not getting feedback. Are people looking at me because there's something wrong with me? You know, my counselor hasn't called me. Does this mean she doesn't want to talk to me? Or maybe the counselor, the clinician, the professional has called their clients and they're not getting any answer for 1 month. And they might think, did I offend them at the last session? Am I not a good therapist? And there are so many unknowns, and this might debilitate your mental health. So it's important to have good communication in between yourself and whether it's your client, whether it's your doctor, whether it's your family member, whether it's your partner, romantic or not, or even your friend. I wanted to mention, you know, maybe not all of us are parents, but all of us are children. We all have had parents, right? We all have parents. And so sometimes you might find that our parents talk to us, or anybody can talk to us, and we're not ready to talk. It could be our siblings or it could be anyone. And instead of just grunting or rolling our eyes or walking away, you know, this is all communication. But the question is it effective? What are we communicating? And so like Delapo said earlier, it's very nice to maybe just say, I'm not ready to talk right now. Or I find it hard to talk with you, or I find it hard to think clearly when you're giving me that attitude. Or when you, like, you know what I'm saying? So the point is to take a moment and think about what is the message I want to communicate. And then find a way to say that. And if it's not the right time, then you say, can you please excuse me? I'm not ready to talk with you right now. Do you want to tell the story the other time, like how we use body language just to communicate when you walked in the office? And I was like, okay, she doesn't look herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this morning, you know, something happened, like, you know, it's kind of like physical, like in pain. So I got to the office and my face is kind of like grouchy, like, you know, immediately I walk into the door and she saw my face because she knows my usual face is either I walk into the workplace with a smile. So, but this morning I was like, you know, she was like, oh, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm okay. So my tone is very, very low, which is not typical of me, right? My tone is usually like, it's high pitch.
Very loud.
Very loud. Very loud. So immediately she just, like, she didn't talk. She continued to talk to another staff, which she was communicating with prior to.
Yeah.
So, and then do you come to my office?
No, I didn't. Actually, so Delapo went alone to her office and did what she had to do. I don't know what she did, which she can mention if she wants. And later on, when she felt okay to talk, she came to my office. And she came and she said, good morning, and we picked up from there. And so one of two things could happen. That was awesome that she was able to come to me when she was ready. Or I could have waited and gone to see her and then check in with her and try to communicate with her. Hi, I noticed that you're not looking yourself. I noticed that you weren't smiling. Did anything wrong happen? Right? When people are feeling anxious or distressed or stressed out or overwhelmed or they got bad news, they tend to withdraw. They tend to isolate. And it is in that period that mental health starts to decline. And so it's important for the person to use their coping mechanisms and take some time alone and come back to the people they're usually communicating with and explain what's happening effectively. Or the other person can see that this person has withdrawn and then go to them and then use their communication skills to help their mental health be stable. So that is just a very, very good example. Thanks for reminding me. And the third thing that we're going to kind of talk about is generosity. So doing simple things to each other can make a difference in your communication. So it can be as simple as, you know, making Nicole a cup of coffee. I like making scrambled egg at work. And she does like my scrambled egg. Yeah. So sometimes she will bring the egg. She'll say, can you make scrambled egg, please? It's not that she's saying, make that scrambled egg. We are working together. I bought the egg. So you are the one that needs to be the cook. Sorry. Now she's making me laugh.
Yeah. So, even getting your coworker a cup of coffee, or you see that they are stressed, right? Like they just go back from work and you feel like it's that time that you need to talk about the bill that is due for payment. Of course, the person is going to yell at you or do something else because they were mad coming from work. Somebody frustrated them. I guess you can say, "Why can I help you to feel better?" Or, "What happened? What happened that make you feel this way?" So those kind of little generosity does go a long way. It can be just driving them to work, giving them a ride. They don't feel like riding to work. There was a time my car could not start and it was -50. And I did not want to work, like I didn't want to work at all. So I just tested our group, like workplace, and they were so generous. Like lots of staff were saying, "Can I pick you up? Can I give you a ride?" You can see how important that is. So that's one of the reasons I really like my workplace. Like very, very supportive, generous in different ways. So it's really, really nice. So
even very simply, it could be if you're at work, you could be going to the printer and you saw someone else's print that isn't confidential. Maybe it's just something that their name is on it. You can take it to their office and say, "This was in the printer for you, so I wanted to give it to you," right? Generosity can be very small. Or even just to pass by someone's office or text them or call them and say, "I just wanted to say hi. That's it. I can't really talk right now. Take care." Generosity can be very small or very large. And did you want to add anything else before I say something?
Yeah, that's it.
So I wanted to say it's really important. Again, effective communication means you are accomplishing with your words and with your actions, what you want to in your mind, what you want to communicate, right? What you're thinking in your mind should match what's coming out of your mouth or should match what your body is presenting. That's the essence of effective communication. So one thing when it comes to generosity, another way you can be generous is be non-judgmental, right? Be non-judgmental. When a person is talking to you, most of the time, they're not talking to you for you to make them feel judged or for you to be the referee in their life who tells them they've done wrong. They're looking for you to encourage them and help them fix the problem and again, boost their mental health, right? So be non-judgmental. Try to understand. And again, you can paraphrase to them, this is what I hear you say? Is this what you mean? Or I don't really understand. Can you come again? Okay? Create time and space. Again, Delapo gave such lovely examples already. Create time and space in any way that you can. Okay? I love that. How she's nodding, how she's saying, That shows me we're sharing the same space. Again, that is a part of effective communication, excuse me. So when it comes to generosity, it could be tangible, materialistic, or it can be just showing warmth. It could be a warm feeling and an expression of appreciation or of care, even when you don't have the right words.
I think another thing I would like to add is boundary too. So it is very, very important. Like, I don't know, some people just don't understand what boundary is. When you're getting into somebody like this, like into their safe space, then that means they are not comfortable with you. So it can really get things mixed up. They may think you want to kiss them, but they didn't know, maybe that's their culture of, showing I like you as a co-worker, right? So it is important to say, is this, what is your boundary? Is this comfortable to you or not? Because that person may be scared of you and anything you say may not make sense to them, thinking you're, so it is important for us to be aware of boundary and,
and in being aware of your boundaries, it's the point of having boundaries and respecting other people's boundaries is asking permission, right? And so I don't know if you picked up on it when we've been talking, but is it okay to talk now? Is it okay to be honest? Is it okay if I can share something personal or private with you? Or someone can say something and you say, is it okay if I give you my honest opinion? You ask permission to either step into that boundary or to maybe push that boundary a little bit.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. No, I think effective communication goes a long way. That's funny. Yes, I do have something to add. That's so funny. I said no when I was talking. Yes, I do have something to add, y'all. I want to just end with effective communication helps you, the individual, the speaker, the most, instead of the people you're communicating with. Because again, it helps you match the kind of person you present yourself to people and the kind of person you see yourself to be in your mind. And when you can feel good and you can feel clear about how you present yourself, that will help boost your self-esteem. That will help make you feel confident and make you feel sure of yourself, so that those thoughts of anxiety, those thoughts of low self-esteem, those second-guessing thoughts, those guys stay kind of more quiet inside your head. They stay a little bit smaller, and it doesn't get in the way of you having a very rich life.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for listening and for your time.
Do you guys have any questions? We just 60 seconds and then we end it. Any question?
Your 4 eyes aren't working, eh?
My what?
Your 4 eyes.
My 4 eyes are not working? Okay. Oh, my husband is watching. All right, so if you guys if you don't have any question, we are going to end it.
All right.
In 1 minute. Yeah, so because we can go home and just watch Netflix and sleep.
Nice.
So
yeah.
anyway, see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Bye bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.